series. The webinar series are jointly organized by the Institute of Engineers, Kerala State, Computer Society of India, Trivandrum, Project Management Institute, Kerala, Internet Society, Trivandrum, Wakam Maulami Foundation Trust, Trivandrum, and IEEE Engineering in Medicine and Biology, Kerala chapter. So, let's move on to today's program. For that, I welcome Nasma for welcome speech.
Good evening, all. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Nasma.
Okay, thank you, Abhijit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you all to the 56th session of the Inter-Society Weekly Webinar Series. Today, we are honored and delighted to have with us Mr. Gopakumar, a renowned former scientist at VSSC ISRO. He will be giving us a keynote address on the topic, Space Technologies for Common Man. On behalf of all those present here, I welcome you, sir, to our session. I also welcome Ms. Sandra Biju from IEEE and Mr. Abhijit from EMBS, who is our MC of today's session. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome all the attendees of today's session. Over to Ms. Sandra Biju for the welcome address. Ms. Sandra?
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, a warm good evening to one and all present here. I'm extremely privileged to give the introduction of our distinguished speaker, B. Gopakumar sir. He's a former senior scientist, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Indian Space Research Organization. Basically an electrical engineer with 33 years of experience in rocketry, 5 years of experience in power transformers 400 kV class at Transformers and Electricals Kerala Limited, Ankamali, before joining ISRO Trivandrum. On behalf of the organizing team of this Inter-Society Weekly Webinar Series, I once again welcome you, sir, to this session and to start the session. Now, we all are looking forward to hear from you, sir. Over to the speaker. Thank you.
So, good evening, all of you. Thank you for the welcome speech and nice introduction. My objective of this session is not to teach anything new to this audience. I only sharing my little knowledge, what I am having after that 33 years of experience in ISRO, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Trivandrum. So it is understood that 71 students are registered for this today's session. So my 45 to 50 minutes lecture is tailor-made for the students' need. So ISRO, any people are attending this, please excuse me, because students, more 71 people are there. She's a majority because they are all the pillars of our country and the world. So basic things only I am touching upon, and aim is towards the students of 71 and more members. So why? Because when they are studying chemistry, physics, mathematics, and other subjects in schools and colleges, they will never, sometimes may not think about the future applications of what they studied. So my thrust towards making interest and their thinking process, they have to think. That is the purpose of the education. After getting sufficient knowledge, you have to think how it can be applied. So my intention is to increase their thinking process. So I am dealing with most of the thing what they have studied in their schools and colleges, how it is applicable, how it is we are applying in rocketry. So now this space technology is not one single technology. It is a culmination of so many technologies like avionics, aerospace mechanisms, control systems and guidance, autopiloting and fabrication techniques, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. So this ISRO is a university, and space technology is not a single technology. And going to space is dangerous, and handling tons of propellant with a 2500 degree temperature and 300 bar pressure is another hurdle the space scientist or space employees has to overcome. So I will just ask you, what is space? Space is a place. Space is a place where all the satellites are working, all the interplanetary missions are working, and now the online classes. See, the common man is there now. Lot of schools and colleges are in online because of the corona. See, in front of me a laptop is there. In the top there is an antenna, and the antenna is connected without a wire with the Wi-Fi modem, wireless fidelity modem, and this modem is linked to BSNL or any telecommunication agencies for the network. The network finally go to the space. So space is a place where all these things are going on. All satellites are working, interplanetary missions, then direct to home DTH things are coming, and mobile connectivity. How many people are talking together each time? And then you will ask, where is space? So space scientists believe that if you measure 93 kilometers up altitude, height, space is static. If you measure further 130 kilometers, deep space is static with microgravity and chilled always, dark always, stars tingling always, and micro vacuum, high vacuum environment. And we have got a deep space network station at Bayalarur near Karnataka, Bangalore. And from there, Bangalore, Hassan is there, master control station for controlling all the satellite activities. So what is space? Where is space? Now we will just see what are the, as in Malayalam, people used to say Shunyagasa, but it is not Shunyam. I told you, so many people are now in conversation through mobile phones. So many technoparks companies are working. Core banking systems using ATM functioning. So many things. So it is not Shunyam. Niravinde, Niravan. Avadate exploration is more used now, the space. It is not Shunyam. See, coming to the common man. Today, just now I went from the valley side to my house. I have seen a big tanker from Mahendragiri. It is written liquid oxygen. Now, because of the corona, all over India, there is big shortage of this oxygen. But in Mahendragiri, our facility, we are producing tons of oxygen, liquid oxygen, with a 99% purity. Now, for the common man, 12 ton propellant. We are using as a propellant for our GSLV, but now it is given to the common man. And now it is came to VSSC, and from there bottling they have started. And tomorrow onwards, it will be given to various hospitals. So in their difficult period, a common man is benefited with the ISRO facilities at Mahendragiri with liquid oxygen. So first this I have to tell. Then I told you the mobile phone connectivity. Without mobile phone, we cannot live now. And without online classes, the schools cannot run now. Without online purchase, people will not get food and other things. With the online banking, you cannot do your transactions. And the DTH, direct to home, daily 1,800 channels are there in India, more than that. So with this, value addition is there, and this value addition will increase the GDP of the country. So we are investing 350 crore or so for a satellite for 15 years. And the revenue is coming in, it is 5-fold or 6-fold. So like that, value addition is there from the space for the common man. And all these things are for their quality improvement of their life. See, because of the miniaturization of the mobile phone. See, earlier we know that the telephone, getting a telephone and other thing. Now each fellow is having one number in your house. In somebody having 2 to 3, 5 mobile phones with them. See, with that, they are doing all their business with the network and help of this satellite, the common space. Then interplanetary mission. See, in Earth, the resources are depleting in a very faster way. The youngsters, when they are coming up, when they are growing up, they require aluminum, iron, gold, and other things. So in Earth, it is depleting in a faster way. We are go to another planets because periodic table is same in Earth and Mars. They are same. So there also we have to explore the materials for our future use. Then water resources management. Due to the global warming issues, sea erosions are coming and deforestation is there. Now Shankumugam beach is not there now. See, if you normally we in the evening we used to go to the Shankumugam, but it is not there. It has already predicted the level of the sea will rise due to the global warming issue. So Earth observation satellite also required. Space also required for the common man for the Earth observation. See, you might have heard of Madhav Gadgil report and Kasturirangan report. See, in 1995 and other thing, Kasturirangan was our chairman. So he has given more importance for remote sensing. And he is having all the pictures of Western Ghats. And if you take a photograph with the satellite and superimpose how many deforestation has occurred. So that report has given very clearly that we should not tamper these things. And sea erosion also, we cannot go and measure. It is difficult to see. From a observation satellite only, you can see that global warming issues and pollution monitoring also we have to see. Then disaster management, disaster warning system, weather forecasting, then remote sensing, deep space, deep sea fishing, and now the fisherman has given a NAVIC type of the alert that is made by Keltron. Now that technology we have transferred to Keltron, and Keltron is manufacturing for the fishermen in the local language. They will be given disaster warnings. So that way we are helping a common man, even the fishermen also. So if you see, space is important. See, for sitting, I required space here. For eating something, I required space in the stomach. For breathing, I required space in the lungs. For sleeping, see, even though as a human being, whether you are in Earth or in outer space, space is a very important place for a common man, and we have to explore it. Now, military use. See, I have not told the military use. Now we have got keyhole satellites. See, we have got GPS. See, GPS is actually 24 configuration of America, but during that Pakistan war, they cut off our GPS for, then we thought of our own GPS. So we are got IRNS, Indian Regional Navigation System. Its generic name is called NAVIC. NAVIC. So this way, fleet control in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Delhi, Bombay, and other things, all the traffic are controlled by the satellite. And aeroplane taking off, landing, ship sailing. See, they cannot identify where it is Japan port, where it is Abu Dhabi port, and the pilot never knows where the Heathrow airport. So all these are guided by the satellite activities. So our space having this type of see now we are helping, telemedicine we are helping, teleconferencing we are helping, need not travel. Now we are all in our home and talking each other. See what now it is happening this through this satellite. So we have got a satellite like this. This is a model of the satellite. In that model we have got Ku band, L band, S band. See whatever signals, audio, video will be switched to this through using that Wi-Fi modem and communication network. It is coming to Ku band, S band, and other thing. And the solar panel is generating power for the satellite, and the satellite is functioning all these things for common man. Then I will just switch over to the mapping. Also, it is used remote sensing. Then interplanetary mission also it is used for interplanetary mission. Then I will touch upon something basics for the students, those who are attending this class. See, a rocket, basically a system that converts high energy propellant combustion into force or thrust to move forward or backward. The input mass consists of propellant and oxidizer. So the rocket, this is the rocket. This is the model of a rocket. This is the model of a rocket. And Newton's law, I told you in the very beginning, whatever you are studying in the schools and college has got future application. I will tell what the future, what application we are having in the satellite and launch vehicle. I will tell you. Here, Newton's third law of motion is the backbone of the rocketry. Backbone of the rocketry. So Newton has also observation capacity. An apple fallen into his head, he thought of why it is coming down and why it is going up. From that only, he realized the three laws. And with that, we are making launch vehicles and satellites to improve our quality of our life. We consider there every action equal and opposite reaction. Then action and reaction, if you discuss in detail, a rocket is a toy balloon. It is very complex system, but the function, the basic function is like a toy balloon. See, when you inflate a toy balloon and you are applying pressure and air is pumped inside the balloon and air has got mass, then this pressure will stretch the balloon rubber and stored the energy as a spring. When we let go, the pressurized air will go to the nozzle and escape, and the balloon will fly. This is the simple example of a rocket. The function is same. Then if you think something where this force is coming, because in this balloon, a little force. But if you see a rocket, the Falcon Heavy is producing 6,672 kilonewton thrust in vacuum, in space. This America, a private company called SpaceX, and Elon Musk is the director. He has realized a rocket using Merlin engine, semi-cryogenic engine, and this is capable of delivering 6,672 kilonewton thrust. So you can imagine, I will explain 747 plane, aeroplane, 5 plane at the liftoff period, that much thrust this Merlin engine, nine Merlin engine clustered together is generating. So we will think of how this force is coming, from where this force. F is equal to ma. You have studied in your class. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. And suppose you are sitting on a trolley. I will tell another example. You are sitting, you imagine that you are sitting in a trolley in a rail with a load of stones. The trolley and you initially at rest. Then you started throwing stone one by one from the trolley. The trolley will move in the opposite direction very slowly. The law of conservation of momentum. So for applying the stone, for throwing the stone, you are applying a pressure on the trolley and the pressure is conserved in the trolley and the trolley moves. If you say mathematically, M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2, where M1 is the mass of the trolley and mass of you plus stone. And V1 is the velocity at which it moves. And M2 is the mass of the stones which you are throwing. And V2 is the velocity at which the stone is moving. So you have to increase the velocity of the trolley in 3 ways. First, you can throw heavy mass stones. Second, we can throw the stone at a higher velocity. Thirdly, you can do both. You can do a heavy mass stone, can throw in a higher velocity. You can increase the thrust. So with that, the velocity, the rate of change of velocity, that the acceleration of the trolley you can increase. Like that, in a rocket, we are doing high mass flow rate plus with a high velocity, high exhaust velocity. For that, we are having different stages. This is the model of a ESLV rocket. This is having solid state here, solid propulsion, here liquid propulsion, and here cryogenic propulsion. See, all these things we are using inside that. If it is liquid engine, UDMH and N2O4, unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine plus N2O4, nitrogen tetroxide, you burn it. It's a hypergolic, and high energy mass is converted to high velocity mass. And high energy mass, if it is burned, it is applying pressure on this thrust chamber. Inside there is a thrust chamber, thrust building chamber. That will apply a pressure on the thrust chamber that it will conceive, like that trolley example. And we are allowing that exhaust gas through a nozzle. If it is in sea level, we will use conical type of nozzle. If it is in vacuum, bell type of nozzle. And if the high energy mass allowed to pass through a nozzle, velocity energy, it is converted to velocity energy, law of conservation of energy. This chemical energy is converted to velocity energy, and with that, the rocket is flying. Why this so many stages? Because our aim of designing a rocket at the terminal end, here we are putting the satellite. At the terminal end, the satellite must have 8 km per second for circular orbit, 11 km per second for elliptical orbit, and 17 km per second for interplanetary mission. Otherwise, the satellite will come back. Then only the mission will be successful. For this space industry, there is no partial success. There is no 50% success, 60%. No. If the rocket is not able to accelerate the satellite with that type of escape velocity or delta V, or it is called change in velocity or acceleration, 8 km per second or 10 km per second or 17 km per second, the launch will be failed. So for that, we required so many stages. And in bottom, solid stage is there. It's low specific impulse. Specific impulse is thrust divided by mass flow. Mass flow is called the specific impulse. That is the performance factor. The performance index of a rocket is called a specific impulse. For solid motor, solid propellant, there is a specific index at the order of 261 or so. For liquid, specific impulse is 361. For cryogenics, it is 461. Liquid oxygen and hydrogen we are using for the cryogenic. And each stage is named as, in GSLV, S200. What is S200? Our projects are named as S200 project, C25 project, L110 project. See, all these projects means, S200 project means in the strap-on, 200 tons of solid propellant is loaded. S stands for solid. C110 means 110 UDMH and N2O4 are filled in that stage, giving using liquid propellant. That stage is called L110. 110 tons of propellant liquid is stored. And C25 project. C25 means 25 tons of cryogenic fluid. Cryogenic fluid means liquid oxygen and LOX and hydrogen, liquid hydrogen. And what liquid oxygen we are producing in Mahendragiri only now we have given to the corona affected patient. So we have got double walled tankers, and we are having ILHP, liquid hydrogen production center, and liquid oxygen production center at Mahendragiri. Now the 12-ton oxygen is giving per week to Kerala, and 12-ton oxygen to Tamil Nadu also. When Mahendragiri is in Tamil Nadu, we have to give to Tamil Nadu also. See now, Delhi and other thing is importing from America and other things. See now, tanker has come from America, Russia and other things. They are giving oxygen. See now in Kerala, in Trivandrum, for common man, ISRO people are already made tons of oxygen for the common man in Mahendragiri. We have got a LPSC Mahendragiri, IPRC, that name is Integrated Propulsion Research Center. So we are having this production in bulk, in tons per week, 12 ton we are supplying to Kerala and 12 ton per week to Tamil Nadu for the corona people. So that way common man is also benefited. And I explained the simple function of a rocket for the sake of the students. And now we will just see, if you want to study more, see, I have written a book. This is called Infinite Space and Unlimited Excitement. I have written a book. It is only rupees 250. You can get it from Amazon Books. See, all these things, it is written for the common man. It is written, and book is very cheap. It is 250 rupees only. Amazon Books you can get, you buy and read. The students should read this. Only basics only it is written. So with this I stop the launch vehicle side. See, time constraint is because of the time constraint, I just switch on to the satellite things. The satellite thing, see, again coming to the Newton. See, Newton already predicted that if you throw a stone in the top of a mountain at an altitude parallel to the Earth's surface at a velocity 8 km per second, the stone will act as a satellite. I will repeat. If you throw a stone on the top of a mountain, from the top of a mountain, parallel to Earth's surface at a velocity 8 km per second, the stone will work as a satellite. We have got natural satellite moon, and we have got a number of artificial satellites. And these satellites are giving common man all these, whatever I explained earlier, all these things for their quality improvement. Again, Newton come to the picture. So the satellite injecting velocity, I told you, all launch vehicles are designed to have this velocity at the terminal end. So that's why this much stages and this much propellant is required. Then this satellite having 3 orbits mainly. The orbit mechanism is a very vast subject. I will tell you the preliminaries. Each satellite has got 3 orbits. One is equatorial orbit, other is polar orbit, next is inclined orbit. Equatorial orbit means orbital plane lies in the Earth equatorial plane, that is 36,000 km away from Earth. It is in the equatorial plane. Globe is like this. This is in the equatorial plane, that is equatorial orbit. Then polar orbit. Our Earth is like this. Pole to pole, the satellite is moving. The satellite moves from pole to pole of the Earth 90 degrees with respect to the Earth equatorial plane. And inclined plane. Some satellite we are launching an angle with an angle. You can see 95 degree east inside India, 95 degree east like that. That is inclined orbit. That is orbital plane is at an angle to Earth equatorial plane, angle depending upon the requirement, mission requirement. Sometimes Earth observation satellite, sometimes communication satellite, sometimes co-location with the earlier satellite. So this is called an inclined plane. So satellite having orbit is their house. Satellite is residing in that orbit. And the path is called a trajectory. When a rocket moves, that path is called a trajectory. And in that trajectory, the rocket will pitch. It will yaw and roll. All these 3 controls we are doing in this. And generally we are making the mission in that trajectory. First you are fixing the trajectory. In that trajectory only, the vehicle has to move. So we are controlling the pitch, yaw, and roll of the vehicle. So that control system, that is another topic. Then considering the height of the satellite, again we have got 8 orbits. The first thing is called LEO. You might have heard of International Space Station is at LEO. LEO means low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit. That is 250 kilometers to 1000 kilometers. All our International Space Station. Recently, Thursday, China has launched their core 22 ton core thing for their lab, space lab. In China is starting. In 2022, they will complete that lab, and 11 missions they are planning with their powerful rocket. So all these International Space Stations are in 400 kilometers above Earth. That is called LEO, low Earth orbit. Then MAO, medium altitude orbit. That is 20,000 kilometers. That is for the Earth observation, navigation satellite, and other things. Then HAO, high altitude orbit. Then GSO. GSO means geostationary, geosynchronizing orbit. Geosynchronizing orbit. Somebody has to mute their microphone. Some disturbance.
Please mute the microphone, those who have unmuted it.
Yeah. So GSO is another thing. Most of the satellites we are putting in the geosynchronizing orbit. That is why the GSLV is called Geosynchronizing Satellite Launch Vehicle, GSLV. In geosynchronizing. That means the synchronizing orbit with the same speed of the Earth rotation, 24 hours. See, Earth is rotating with the 24 hour. With the 24 hour, the satellite will also complete one rotation. That 24-hour rotation rate function is same with the HAO for Earth observation, communication, and other thing. And geostationary, because in the geostationary, the satellite and the Earth, we will see in one direction. They will become stationary. That means with an inclination of 0 degree in the equatorial plane, and the satellite is stationary over the equator. This is useful for covering the both of the hemisphere for meteorological and communication thing. The launching to these geostationary and geosynchronizing is a very difficult thing. We have to require a very huge rocket, and the cost effectiveness is very high. So that we have got another orbit is called GTO, geotransfer orbit. And geotransfer orbit only we are putting the satellite. The geotransfer orbit, this is called perigee. In under 200 or 300 kilometer up, we will put the satellite in the transfer orbit. From there, the rocket function will be over, and the satellite will have LAM engines, liquid apogee motor. With that, the orbit is rising to 36,000 kilometers, and it is cost saving. And this is called geotransfer orbit, GTO. Normally, our vehicles we are putting, or all missions are to GTO. From GTO using LAM, we are taking this to 36,000 geosynchronizing orbit. Then SSTO, super synchronous thing is, if you got beyond 36,000 kilometers, you required SSTO type of things. So these are about the orbit. Then another orbit is SSPO, that is a sun synchronous polar orbit. See, now Hyderabad, there is a private firm going to launch a satellite next year. It is a remote sensing satellite in sun synchronous polar orbit, So these are the things about the orbit and other thing. Then coming to GPS, I told you we have got our own navigation system called NAVIC, and GPS is America's navigation satellite system, international thing, and our is regional only. And Galileo is for Europe, and GLONASS for Russia, and Compass for China. These are the people having this GPS system, their own regional navigation system. And ISRO is having a GPS system, our own. That is regarding the satellite thing. And if you see the Earth observation satellite, this is very much needed for the global warming issues. Now, the sun is getting heated up, and our ozone layer is depleting, and other harmful rays are coming to the Earth. And that is the theoretical reason. And the practical reason is greenhouse effect. You know, the greenhouse gases are producing more, and this will create a shield over the Earth and not allowing the heat from the sun getting out from the Earth's surface, like a shield, that we are like in a pressure cooker. So this will lead to so many things that our flood will come, then drought will come, then sea erosion, then deforestation, then small beads like butterflies and other type of things helping for pollination will die. Then plant production will be, see, vegetables will not be produced much because there is no honeybee and other thing. They will die with the heat. So the Earth observation satellite is very much needed for the study the global warming issue and what are the solutions for that is they are spending their money, energy, and time all over the world. That's all over the world issue. And pollution control also is in a high level. Now this corona also. So now we are in a very bad condition that everybody know. Then something about our International Space Station, I will tell you that International Space Station is having 500-ton weight. Total 7 labs are there. It is 3 football size, 110 kilowatt power they are generating from the solar energy, and 16 times this is moving on our top of our head daily. That means 16 times the 7 astronauts working inside seeing the sunset and sunrise. Actually, we are not in the collaborator, but USA, Canada, Japan, Russia, and 9 members of European space agencies running the show. ISRO is not a part of the collaborator of International Space Station, but Kalpana Chawla died in that mission, and Sunita Williams also still there in our thing, but we are not a collaborator. We are also planning a this station in future. Now, human space flight, ISRO is giving importance and semi-cryo development. Then another step by step, now some people listening this may work or they will go for the International Space Station of India itself, who knows. So that's why in zero gravity conditions, they are doing so many researches because they can in free fall condition, there is no contact force. So you can make ball bearings and you can mix that steel with the plastic. Alloys can be mixed in the zero gravity environment in free fall conditions. And some crystals are made, some telecommunication equipments are made, ball bearings for the aircraft and ship were made. See, all these things they are doing in the International Space Station. It is now 500 ton, consisting of around 7 labs. 7 labs they are functioning. Now it is they are passing through our head 16 times. Now, because of the time constraint, now 10 more minutes there. So I will quickly tell somebody may interested. See, I think it is some useful information I have passed to the youngsters. So somebody may thought of joining ISRO, or if you are not able to get into the ISRO, there is ample chance in the private sector because most of our engine and stages are made by L&T, Godrej, Midhani, these type of people. Then now in Hyderabad, there is a Skyroot Aerospace. It is started with 90 crores, 31.5 crore investment by the retired ISRO people. Yeah, I am not the representative, unpaid representative. I am giving that information only. All the retirement ISRO people has made a Skyroot Aerospace big company. Now the government policy is to go to the private sector, and Launchpad and this test facility has to be shared to the private sector with getting some money. So ISRO facility will get some money from the private sector. And this thing they are planning 1, 2, 3 Vikram, 3 launches they are planning. Vikram 1, Vikram 2, Vikram 3. That is in the name of Vikram Sarabhai, and with the solid propulsion and liquid propulsion. And one engine is named as Raman. That is CV Raman. CV Raman's name. That is cryo engine with miniaturization techniques and 3D modeling to reduce the cost and other things. So you will get ample opportunity in private sector also, because $1.1 trillion business these people are planning in another 5 years. So you will get a good job also. Then to equip for this, to fit some performance appraisal is there. To come to ISRO, to join to this skyroot thing, you should equip with knowledge, skill, and attitude. For that, DOS, Department of Space, Government of India established an institute called IIST, that is Indian Institute of Space, Science and Technology at Valiamala, near Nedumangad, that is 21 kilometers from Trivandrum city. So this is to inspire interested students in space technology. This is a deemed university under Department of Space. And for your academic interest, I will tell you 60 seats are there in the aerospace mechanism, that is mechanical engineering, and 60 seats for aviation electronics, avionics. And BTech level is the course, 4-year course. And the entrance thing, +2 plus JEE advanced, joint entrance examination advanced, you have to score. And you will get all details in www.iist.ac.in. You will get. Anyway, I am just telling that you have got ample thing. But one more thing you have to see, if you have to pay in the first semester 48,000 rupees only. If you score 75%, this in first semester, this 48,000 money will give back to you. In the next semester, you have to give this money to the institute. Then if you are scoring second semester, the 75%, this again give it back. Then you complete this 4-year course with the 75%. This course is absolutely free with good food, CHS, good accommodation, and this facility is a very fantastic facility. It is to near Nedumangad, Padinarangal, Valiamala, that place. So somebody was interested can join this institute for this particular BTech course, and another 5-year dual degree course is also there, 20 seats. That for also +2 plus JEE, you have to score. Then BTech plus engineering physics plus astronomy plus astrophysics, MS, 5 seats. Then solid state physics, MS, 5 seats. Earth system science, MTech, 5 seats. Optical engineering, MTech, 5 seats. So this much opportunity the Department of Space and the government is giving to the youngsters, those who are interested to come and join the space industry. The government is giving a very good opportunity to them. You use it. So now that time is up. It seems I have taken that time. I don't want to extend my talk. So I am very glad to interact with you. My aim, I told you, your thinking process you have to increase, whether you have to join this thing, then whether what are your future, you have to think, then only you will come up with a good human being, or a quality life will be ensured, or quality career will be ensured to you. So manomoolam idam jagat, see, that is a Sanskrit word, because Panikar sir ulladondu adude onnu paranjekam, manomoolam idam jagat. And all these things, whatever happening in this world is somebody's thought, somebody's mind. Manomoolam idam jagat. About the human mind is made up of thoughts. Thoughts can be good thoughts and bad thoughts. I am talking about the good thoughts. And thoughts are made up of habits. Habits can be good habits and bad habits. So I am talking about the good habits. Good habits can be, you can nurture, you can develop or cultivate by doing daily. So your health will be improved, your quality of thinking process will be improved. So you have to improve your thinking process by doing all these things. First, you should have a good habit. I humbly request you from the younger age itself, you have to create good habits to maintain your health, to good habits for a good career systems, and then only your family will be benefited, the country will be benefited. So with this, I would like to, I wish you good health. In the same way, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity, and thank you all for listening me for the 15 minutes time and 10 minutes for the question answers. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. That was an awesome session. It's time for the Q&A session. So I invite the participants for asking the questions, or post it in the chat box.
Abhijit, you can read out the questions, please.
Okay, sir. I'll read out the questions for you. Okay, there is a question. What is the title of that book by you? Sir, what is the title of the book?
Yeah, infinite space, unlimited excitement. If you type infinite space in Amazon books, you will get this book. You will get this book in Amazon books. So this cost is only 250. This Amazon book, you can see amazon.com. Full title is coming. Okay. So 250 rupees only, you buy the book and read. All fundamentals are written with examples and other things. Yeah. Next.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next.
Next question. PowerPoint presentation mode. Students, would you understand better? Okay. Why can't ISRO take setting up liquid oxygen manufacturing plants with the support of government of India? We are watching everyday corona affected people are dying in hospitals for want of oxygen. Our medical infrastructure needs drastic improvements. The scientists of India are contributing a lot of efforts to improve the infrastructure in the country. Also, weather forecast systems are also should improve. These are my views. Please share your comments on my.
As I told you, I just now, after 2 hours, I have seen a big tanker came from Mahendragiri. It is written, it is in that written liquid oxygen. See, then on academic interest, I just gone to that. Then I familiar tanker I have seen, what I have seen in Mahendragiri. Then I inquired to the driver. Then he told that, sir, we are making 12-ton oxygen for the corona affected persons, and it is transporting from Mahendragiri near Nagargovil. Mahendragiri facilities are there. IPRC it is named, Integrated Propulsion Research Center. There we have got 2 plants. One it is ILSP plant, and another it is liquid oxygen, LOX, liquid oxygen production. That is 99 purity thing we are producing for our GSLV mission. Because in our upper stage is C25. So 25 tons are liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen we required for one mission. So for testing also we required. For that we are having the storage tankers there, and in minus 193 degree, we are storing the liquid oxygen there. And in minus 253 degree, we are storing liquid hydrogen there. So now it is produced by the private company and it is given to them, but yeah, it is our owned by ISRO. And our ISRO now it is not having any launch and other thing. With the discussion with our chairman Shivan sir, our Dattan sir is involved in this, and he is the advisor to CM and other thing. He knows that the ILSP plant is there at Mahendragiri. And earlier also our directors are willing to spare this oxygen for these corona affected people. Anyway, this is a spin-off. This is a spin-off. Like that, so many spin-offs are there from ISRO. So lithium-ion battery. Lithium-ion battery now we are given to the private people to make for electric car to run. And in Bangalore, we are hydrogen cells are given for the Tata in connection with the Tata. We are doing all city buses hydrogen cell for this vehicle, heavy buses. For car, you required this lithium ion. That technology we have transferred to the industries now. These are all spin-off. Now, we never thought of coming this corona and this much requirement of oxygen. We never thought. But fortunately, ISRO is having that facility. Then we thought of, for the sake of the common man, why should we produce oxygen and give to them? Because we cannot straight away load to this hospital and other thing. We have to transfer to the bottling small bottles, and then only we can give to them. Even then, we are ready to, even our own people, see, I am not in the picture, but our own people are very much interested to do the for sake of public. Now earlier mask has made, sanitizer has made, then ventilators are made inside, because for our human space flight, we are doing researches in how to survive without an oxygen environment, because in space there is no oxygen. So we are carrying it. So we are having ventilators. So for the human space flight. So that ventilators now we are manufacturing and giving to these hospitals. It is understood. Like, see, now this tons of say 12 ton propellant per week to Tamil Nadu and Kerala now applying. It's not a simple thing. See, that way, the topic is relevant. That's why ISRO is common for common man. Common man is the customer. And it is common man's money. So we have got that. Our own people, ISRO people has got that integrity towards their work. So that's why the organization is giving frequent success in their field.
Thank you, sir. Next question, sir. Even though we have all these facilities, we are not able to predict our climatic condition even within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because of the global warming issue, and climate change will bulldoze all the predictions. See, like land, our ocean also getting heated up. The ocean surface also getting heated up. And 2/3 is the ocean, and we are only 1/3. Whatever changes happening in the ocean only will affect, most of the time, affect the climate. So they are predicting with some data getting from the oceanography, and it is passing to the public. Then the climate change, because of the climate change and the temperature variations, this prediction, all prediction will come to most of the time that prediction will not occur. So the main reason is the global warming issues and climate changes and temperature variation in the ocean. In the ocean that cyclones are forming. See, that type of things in 2 degree, 3 degree variation that will go from Chennai to Thoothukudi, then Thoothukudi to other place. So some 2 degree variation from the wind, that prediction will go. So that's why sometimes heavy rain will come in Trivandrum. That Trivandrum other thing means it will just shift, means it will go to Chennai. So in ocean, because of the climate change, because of the global warming issues, the oceanography, the ocean thing, the heating surface of the ocean is giving data. We cannot reliable data. We cannot. We have to collect data earlier. The 3 or 4 days only the prediction is happening. When the 3 days, so many things are happening in the sea. So that's why the prediction, because the rain comes means they are 2 days back they are telling. So 2 days, so many things is happening in the sea. So many days because of the pollution, carbon dioxide pollution, and these type of global warming issues will give all predictions. Sometimes the prediction may not occur. That is my feeling, because somebody may be
can we have an automated system by which we can measure directly?
Sir?
The changes which are happening in ocean and all those things? Instant measurements are not...
Yeah, ocean is 2/3 is ocean. 2/3 is ocean. Ocean means that much data analyzing and other things. See, here 2 things are there. In ISRO is making satellite and other thing, but the user is a different agency. The ISRO tracking and designing, developing these rockets, satellites and other thing, putting into the orbit and other thing, and collecting the data. And collecting the data are dealing with some other people. But unfortunately, in India, so many facilities are underutilized. Even telemedicine. Satellite itself is there for the telemedicine. Tele-education, there is a satellite itself is there. The telemedicine, the Samrada only now it is effectively utilized. When other area, telemedicine terminal is there. When we approach them, they will tell how many people are in the outpatient side. At that time, we cannot call the satellite. The satellite cannot measure cancer or detect cancer, other thing, Satellite is only missionary. So that data will be analyzed by the experts. See, in telemedicine area or in the meteorology area, the satellite will give some data. See, that data has to be analyzed scrupulously by the experts. So that, unfortunately, that is not equipped. Only ISRO is going on sending satellite every year, every month, one. But to my knowledge, most of the transponders facilities using for the disaster warning system telemedicine, teleeducation is very much underutilized. And because of the corona only, now people are using the online thing now. See, now the transponder is full, it seems. But unfortunately, the ground sector utilization is very poor. Suppose you are taking a town planning thing, a remote sensing picture in Trivandrum city. It is giving to the town planning agency of TRIDA. That they will kept with a weight and other thing in their table. Okay, that is the end of the news. Then what is the use of getting a good picture? At least Kasturirangan and Madhav Gadgil are analyzed deforestation and they have given a big report. But that also people are ignored. That also people are what Madhav Gadgil, Kasturirangan people are. See, that is the thing, it is happening. Unfortunately, I am sorry to tell in public media, but this is the fact.
So in ISRO, don't you have a meteorological department?
No, sir. Meteorological department is another department under IRNS. It is another under DOS only, but we are ISRO. That is ISRO. ISRO don't have a meteorological department. So these data we are handling to the meteorological department. So their experts are there. They are working, but still that is not up to the mark. See, the huge data are coming from the satellite. That should be analyzed. They have declared a very terabyte capacity computer and other things. So that installation itself is costing high. So this data has to be analyzed. But in other countries, rain coming means it will come. In Japan and other thing, in America and other thing, people are telling if rain is coming means definitely rain will come. But in India, in Kerala especially, to our experience, that is not happening because the huge data coming from the satellites and handing over the meteorological department, they don't have sufficient equipment to analyze the data. That is my thing, maybe wrong. So I should not tell because I feel that the ground sector of the utilization side is that much improved or that much equipped with handling the data, because satellite cannot predict this rain and other thing, or the satellite cannot treat cancer, but that data will be analyzed from a doctor or a meteorologist. So then only you will get the correct thing. So that sector in the user side, that is user side, I strongly believe that it is very poor in India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. There is another question. Are there any specific opportunity available for biomedical engineering in ISRO?
So far, it is not there. So far, I told you the number of courses I told you. In number of courses, optical engineering is there, earth system science, solid state physics, astronomy, and astrophysics. These are the courses now in IIST. That is, you can Rajiv Gandhi Space Center and other Rajiv Gandhi Institute. They are having this medical type of things, medical electronics. There is another subject is called medical electronics. In that medical electronics, but so far ISRO is not having that medical electronics field. We don't deal with any medical electronics. Now we are making some ventilator that is for the human space flight application. And because of the corona, we are making some sanitizer and some now this liquid oxygen. It is made for the GSLV project. The GSLV C-25 cryogenic 25 cryo engine required this liquid oxygen. See, that liquid oxygen only we are sparing to the medical industry, that medical people. So it is not meant for the medical application. It's 99%, 95% purity only medical thing. This is 99% purity thing. And it is not for the medical purpose. It is for longevity purpose. Now, because the country is in big problem, so we are helping. We are helping because suddenly to establish a liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen plant, it is difficult because we have started some 5 to 10 years back. We have established in Mahendragiri. 2 ILHP plant is there. 1 oxygen generator plant is there in Mahendragiri, near Nagarkovil. Near 72 kilometers from Nagarkovil, Tirunelveli route, you can see left side the ILHP plant and liquid oxygen plant. Near to that road only it is, because it is a secured area, security area is there. But in the near that gate, it is that ILHP plant is established some 10 years back. So we are having 12-ton production for per week now for the corona people. It can produce more. 24 tons, 12 tons for Tamil Nadu, 12 tons for Kerala. So ILSP plant is not meant for medical activities, and it is now unfortunately corona has come, so it is sparing. That's all. So there is no other medical, because we are not in. They are meant for only space research.
Okay, sir. There is another question. Satellites from various countries are creating space junk around the Earth. What will be the possible solution for this in the future? Can AI help to solve this problem?
Yeah, this is called space debris. See, now students are making satellites. Anna University people are made on satellite. Nurul Islam people has made a satellite. See, all these satellites actually we have to promote the students to know the system and other thing. But this also a debris in the space because now all missions are success. There is no debris much because our missions are textbook missions, textbook launches we are doing now. Earlier, we abandoned so many satellite and other thing, and the NASA and the European Space Agency, China, Japan, and Russia, they are all very capable of putting textbook launch. So they are all using their satellite now. The satellite is having 15 years life. But thousands of satellites in Brahmanda, it is Brahmanda. The universe is like this. And I told you the several orbits, you know. This question, if you listen that orbital mechanism, that orbital things, I already told you 3 orbits are there. That itself is a vast area to live. Orbit is called his house, satellite house. Then depending upon the height, LEO, MAVO, SSVO, SPSO, then sun synchronous polar orbit, sun synchronous orbit, then LEO. See, so many layer is there. Depending upon the height, I explained. See, because I anticipated this question. That's why this Brahmanda. See, there it is, lot of space is there. There is no chance of this debris will create. Definitely, they create problems. But now, at present, within another 20 to 100 years, we don't find any, because that much space is. See, there is no boundary for the space. See. This even 36,000 kilometer above also there is one super synchronous orbit is there. Super synchronous orbit 36,000 and above super synchronous is there. So like that, 3 orbits are already there. In that, with height, we have got MAVO, LEO, like that. I told you, no, I don't want to repeat all these things. So that way, it is a Brahmanda, and these debris will not give much problems. And the detection of these debris, and also they have got a telescope. In America, it has got a Abyss telescope there. The Abyss telescope is always watching the space, whether any debris are coming, any meteors are coming, or anything coming towards our Earth is coming. So they have got Halley's telescope. So they are giving early warning systems and other things. Then it is coming, means the satellite we can make with the AOCS engine, we can change the orbital the trajectory, you can change. So with that warning, we can save our satellite. And other countries also saving their satellite. So debris are there. There is no, your question is a very correct question. But debris are there, but it will not create much problem. It's a Brahmanda.
Okay, sir. Next question. I'm an EC student of GEC. I'm really a ISRO lover. What are my possibilities after BTech or pathways to ISRO? Many have asked this question, what are the pathways to
you completed BTech.
How can they join?
Which area you are specialized? Which area you specialized?
EC, sir. EC, Electronics and Communication.
Electronics and Communication. Yeah, here ample chance is there. But now I told you that IAST, you know, in the IAST, avionics, that is avionic electronics, aviation electronics is there, 60 seat. So we have to accommodate per year 60 seat from IST. So whatever retirement vacancy, new project vacancies are now filled with these BTech students of IIST, because that institute is for making these students, tailor-made programs are there, schedules are there, their curriculum is like that. Now when retirement vacancies now more in ISRO, then a new like human space flight, then international space station, sometimes it may come, then reusable launch vehicle project may come, then that semi-cryogenic project may come. So these are all the things yet to come, because there is ample opportunity for you. So you write entrance exam, the examiner, you go on monitoring the ISRO site, then vacancy comes, you write the written test. In that written test, you qualify, you will get an opportunity to work anywhere. See, not only Vikram Sarabhai Center, PAC Ahmedabad is there, ISAC Bangalore is there, then SHAR Center is there. Then so many units are there. Around 16,000 people are now working now. Then sometimes if the country is growing after Corona and other things, these projects will come into operation. A lot of money is pumping to this ISRO. So job opportunities, you can don't wait for ISRO's opportunity. That is why I told you there is a Hyderabad company, you know. I am not the unpaid representative of that company, but still their opportunities are there in that Hyderabad company. So you can join there. Hyderabad company, you Skyroot Aerospace, that 1.1 trillion business. So they are also making rockets in Godrej, Mithani, L&T and other things. They are supplying tank gauges. They are making our engines, liquid engines, Viking engines. So there also you will get opportunity. So ISRO, not only ISRO, in all over India, so many agencies are making aerospace things. Even Keltec, in Trivandrum, Chake, Keltec is manufacturing so many things, water tanks, other thing. You can also join there. Yeah, first you entrance exam.
Okay,
this
sir.
entrance that examination for whenever vacancies comes, they will conduct an examination all over India. So you write that.
Okay, sir. There's another one more question. Why ISRO is not venturing into launching satellite like SpaceX for internet connectivity?
The SpaceX is in private sector. Actually, NASA, Elon Musk, Dr. Elon Musk, is a living legend in the rocketry. So now Tesla car he is manufacturing, and he is the millionaire now. And this type of support, see, for SpaceX company in America, there are a lot of support from Macquarie, then Boeing. See, all these people are helping this industry. But in India, this much type of facilities are not there to support. See, this Mithani, Godrej, L&T and other people are there. But in SpaceX, they are making only one engine. That is called Merlin engine. That is semi-cryogenics, liquid oxygen and kerosene they are using. And these all boosters they are bringing back to Earth and reused for 20 times, more than 20 times. So that reduces the cost. See, they are cost effective. You know, they are using RLVs, reusable launch vehicle. ISRO is not capable of now bringing back all the boosters back to Earth and use it for another 20 times and other. See, this Elon Musk in the SpaceX, they are doing all boosters they are bringing back to Earth and reused for 20 times. And they are only making one engine, and that engine is clustered for 9 engine clustering into 3 means 27. 9 into 3, 27 clustered. They are making Falcon Heavy. So like that, these people are capable of. They have got n number of support from the Boeing company, Macquarie. So many companies are there to support the SpaceX company. But our industry, our space industry in India is that much capable of delivering the product or doing R&D with their own money. Now the government policy to develop in the private sector, that is why the Skyroot. The Skyroot may come like Elon Musk, SpaceX, another 20 years or 10 years, sometimes it may happen. At that time, we will go for GSLV heavy, then the RLV type. We will bring back the booster, then cryogenic, semi-cryogenic will be developed. Then International Space Station will be established by India. See, you people has to work now. We are all retired. See, now the pattern is in you. So you come to ISRO, join and do all these new projects. Then you can bring back wireless power from the space. So far, nobody has done it, but 110 kilowatt power is generating in International Space Station. So International Space Station is also a dream project, but how long it will take, I don't know.
Okay, sir, thank you. There is one more question. Sir, I am an CSE student. How can I become an astronaut? It has been 2 years that I'm thinking about it.
Then you write JEE Advance, Joint Entrance Examination Advance, and get the score. And you can choose optical engineering, solid state physics, earth system science, astronomy and astrophysics, and engineering physics. These are the opportunities now in Kerala, now in Valiamala at IIST. These are the things, to my knowledge, it is there. But you have to get a good score in joint entrance examination. So you prepare for the joint entrance examination, get a big score, and join this. Then you will score 75% each semester. You will be absorbed in ISRO. Then the course is free, that I explained, So like that, 5-year dual degree course is there. You join 5-year, 20 seats are there. 20 seats.
Okay, sir, thank you. I think this is end of the QA session. So let's move on to the next part of the program. So I welcome Mr. Kurut P. Verghese for vote of thanks. Sir?
I had a question.
Okay, sir, what was that?
Yes, one more question. Can you read it?
Yeah, please.
Basically,
Can you read that?
I asked about the priority for a manned mission for India at this time. Is it really advantageous to get onto it now?
Sir, you are talking about human space flight, manned mission?
Right.
Manned mission, that question, once again, can you repeat, sir?
Yeah. What is the priority for India to get on to a manned mission at this time? Is it really the right time to do it, or should we not wait for some more time for it?
Already one director and another land is acquired in Bangalore for the human space flight project. So some fund is allotted. I don't know how much is allotted. One director from Trivandrum, that is Dr. Unnikrishnan, is the director of the human space flight project of ISRO, and land is acquired in Bangalore. After that, the corona has come and all the work has been standstill. Even 25% of the people only coming to the organization, and the suppliers for the human space flight activities. You required a lot of activities like the suit, say space suit and other things. So they are depending upon the other agencies. So this corona has created a lot of pitch, not only in space industry, in all areas, economically, mentally, physically. People are now in a all over the world, this is a problem. So with that, this is an urgent need. The Prime Minister has to decide, because he only now in trouble because he has funded, but of course ISRO has given a lot of funds and other things. But suddenly this type of things has come. Even ISRO people cannot also decide on this. Only Narendra Modi can decide whether this fund can be diverted to for another thing. But this is not coming to the preview of, so I am not able to comment on this because I am not having any authority to say that. So I am not at all an authority to say whether human space flight will be continue or not. Sir. This only I can tell you, sir.
Thank you.
Koirut, please.
Okay. Good evening to all. I am sure every participant really enjoyed this talk. Thank you, Gopal, for giving very informative talk in a simple way, space technology for common man, with an objective specifically to the students to increase their thinking process and giving emphasis for their future education and job opportunities. Moreover, in the talk, you have nicely explained how space is useful for common man. Space is not a void, you have explained. Space is not shunyam. Now space is a huge potential for us. Thank you for informing that VSSC is helping the common man by giving oxygen during this COVID pandemic period. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks on the behalf of the organizers, that is IEEE, IE, CSI, LMAC, EMBS, and all the professional organizers in Trivandrum for organizing this talk. Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
See, this is possible because we have a Zoom media. Thanks for the Zoom media platform, and numerous people are working behind this Zoom media. We extend our sincere thanks to the entire team. And moreover, our technical students and team are working in the background. And without even highlighting their name and everything, they are working this on so that this program is going on without any interruption. And a special thanks to all of them. And any program will not be a success without the participants. Even this is the 56th program. Now itself, we are seeing that there is already 57 participants, even though there are more registrations in this one. That itself shows the interest of this one. And we especially thank all the participants for this program. And thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Over to Harendra sir about the next meeting.
Can you see the screen for next meeting? Is it visible?
It came. Now it's not there. It's okay. It came.
Yeah. 57 talk by Dr. K.R.M. Nair, an internationally acclaimed expert in transformer technology. He's giving a brief talk on the brief history of transformer technology and emerging trends. I request everybody to attend the program. It's a very good program, especially for the student community also, and the common man who is eager to know about the future and future of the transformer technology. Thank you, Mr. Gopakumar, for the wonderful talk. Thank you, Koirit, for Nisma for doing the Zoom presentation, Abhijit for doing the Master of Ceremonies, Sandra Baiju for doing the welcome address, and Koirit for the vote of thanks. Actually, there were more than 300 registrations, and we have nearly 90 plus participants. It was a good participation for this program. I thank all the participants and all the registrations. See you next week by 6 o'clock, Wednesday. Have a great day.